Today's event, Connecting Cities, is all about bringing together investors, developers with the city leaders and the government. It's an opportunity to look at where we've got to in investment in infrastructure and how we can ensure private sector investment can maximise the development opportunities that will create.
Traditionally, governments do comprehensive spending reviews in departmental silos, and those of us that are city leaders see the very end of the process rather than be involved right the way through. What we're arguing for this time is that we need a radically different approach to the engineering of our public finances. Place-based settlements which give us long-term certainty in order to engineer investment, which creates economic growth and jobs. And the government has a once-in-a-generation opportunity to put that right, which is the points raised not just in our report, but the GBA Bilfinger report too.
The report that we're publishing today takes us through three things. It looks at where we've got to with the level of infrastructure that's gone into the economy, the progress that's made in terms of unlocking and bringing our core cities together, and what we then need to do to ensure that infrastructure funding is counterbalanced and invested with private sector money.
For a lot of us as politicians,
I think we have to ask, what is it that cities need in order to grow? And it's a relatively small number of things, particularly in a high-value knowledge economy. One of those things is infrastructure.
Infrastructure covers a whole range of things. Different modes of transport, making sure we've got good road connectivity, faster rail connectivity between our major cities, but also very fast broadband speeds.
We don't seem to be very good at delivering major infrastructure projects, so we've got to speed up the planning process and we've got to speed up and improve the delivery process as well.
We've heard today that broadband speeds are one of the big factors in where people choose to locate, and we have programmes of work around that. We need to accelerate that in order to make sure we continue to be attractive places for businesses to locate.
Melanie Leach, please. Melanie, your views on this.
I focused my presentation this morning on four keywords: vision, partnership, ambition and courage, and all of those elements have to be in place. And I think the energy in the room today in the conference suggested that they are very much in place. So now we need to translate all of those elements into delivery on the ground.
There was a third person waiting.
The public sector infrastructure that's gone into our cities is unlocking development opportunities that we couldn't have ever realised maybe 5-10 years ago. What we've got to do now is draw into those opportunities the private sector to maximise out those development plots, to maximise out that commercial infrastructure, to ensure that we start to grow and we see productivity.
The argument that core cities have been making now for 20 years, if they and their city regions have more control over the levers of economic growth, not only will the cities and their regions grow, so will the UK economy.
The UK's greatest growth potential is in the major cities outside of London, and if the government doesn't take account of that in the Comprehensive Spending Review, it's missing a very big trick.
Something that particularly struck me from today's conference was the emphasis on collaboration. Each of the core cities made it very clear that this is not about competition, this is about working together to unlock potential, and I think that's very welcome and absolutely something that we need to build on.
But I think the other message from today is really about how public services are delivered overall, including infrastructure and investment, and it is that we need to do it in a different way. The way we currently deliver services is inefficient and ineffective. We need to organise around places, not around departments and professional disciplines.
The message I'd like delegates to take away is that we are making progress, good progress, and there is an appetite for investment into our regions. And if through a joined-up strategy, we can work together with our core city leaders and the private sector to realise those development opportunities.